Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is a vanity sauce, a theme sauce. So we have the Blues Brothers and their car and a megaphone on the roof, and it is the Bluesmobile. This one looks like a sort of late modelish, so I'm guessing it's probably the original movie, I'm assuming. Let's see, what do we have a reference to? Yep. Yeah, so this is a line, classic line from the movie. And we have Lucien Aykroyd, Jake and Elwood. This is interesting that they're saying it's a actual Cajun sauce, which is kind of interesting. So this label is going to look really kind of strange because it has been soaking in water for a really long time, very cold water, and that's because of a mishap in January 2025, which is when I'm filming this, and basically it will be in, the full story will be in the quarterly one updated 2025 at the end of March. Although I think this video will probably be out after that. And anyway, the refrigerator stopped working. So I had to set up a cooler with ice in the garage. And it's winter, so I'm hoping for the best. But anyway, that's why the label looks kind of weird. But we have apple cider vinegar. We have brown sugar. We have red habanero mash. We've got tomato paste, bourbon, chipotle powder, black pepper, natural smoke flavoring, xanthan gum, and allspice. So this formulation might look familiar, and that's because it is similar to another sauce I've done on this. So when I opened the bottle and I got the first whiff of this, I was like, oh, this is very familiar. I've had this sauce a lot under the Cajun's bourbon infused chipotle habanero. So this is, so originally that was one of the, I think, earlier reviews I did on the blog to start with back in 2012. And then when I got around to actually doing a video series, and there's, like, if you look through the blog, there's, I've kind of run down the whys and wherefores of that, and the involvement of one outstanding Roger Damps of Burn Your Tongue. So I've gone through that quite a few times. But anyway, so I started going through, and I said, you know, there's some archive sauces that would be, I was having a lot of fun making videos. So I said, well, I want to go back and do some archive sauces. So I did both the normal bourbon infused chipotle habanero and the black cherry vanilla variant, which to me is, there's not much of a variation there. It's essentially the same sauce. So, but I noticed that since United Distribution, whatever they are, I don't know their exact name, the sauces in the Cajun's lineup have changed somewhat. And this is essentially just, as far as I'm concerned, a relabeling of that sauce. There might be some very slight ingredient variation, but it is, for all intents and purposes, the same thing. It normally will flow a little bit faster than this. Again, this is in water that is slightly above, but not much, the freezing point. So, but if you want to see how it looks like when it's at a more quote-unquote normal temperature, you can check out either of those other two videos. But the sauce, in terms of visuals, is pretty much near identical. It's got this really sort of dark, rich magenta coloration to it with little flecks of black pepper in there. It looks fantastic. And if you're going to relabel a sauce, this is a really good one to do. The price point on the two is identical. So this, I guess, is just a collector's bottle if you want to collect movie memorabilia of a movie that I believe, if memory serves right, came out in like the 70s. So the original movie is a great flick. I like that movie. It was one of the first movies that I can remember actually laughing out loud hysterically at during the scene when they're driving the car through the mall, and they're doing lots of space in this mall, yeah. That whole bit was just hilarious to me. You know, in the 80s, that was kind of a thing that a lot of dealerships really started to like to do, is throw their new cars in the malls. Maybe they did before then, I don't know. I just noticed it more so in the 70s and 80s, and like that just tickled me to no end. But anyway, so yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous sauce, and we might as well just get on into it. Yeah, it is still a very nice sauce. To me, they've kind of dialed down the smokiness, the chipotle elements a little bit. From not using actual chipotles and going to a powder and then adding smoke flavoring. Got somewhat of a bite from the bourbon in there. I don't know which bourbon it is. It used to, I believe, be Jim Beam. I don't know what it is now. I mean, it's fine. It's lovely. It's still a pretty lovely sauce. Like, this will probably get the exact same rating. For me, this the bourbon infused chipotle habanero, which is this, was basically the quintessential grilling sauce because it would caramelize so lovely, and you'd have the Maillard effect going. And it was great. It was just a tremendous thing. I was definitely, that was one that to me was one of the, when I first started doing the blogs, it was one of the first eye-opening just wow sauces. So and I'm going to save the rest of the bottle after this for grilling season, of course, as well, probably. I'm very removed from it right now, though. Like I said, I'm filming this in January of 2025, but it probably won't go up for a couple more months just because there's a lot of other stuff I need to get through. Again, all that's kind of run down in the blog. The yearly update, actually, for 2024, as well as some of the other community notes, like here on YouTube. Anyway, so we've got the fiery chicken fries. And we've also got, I decided to slum it at Burger King a little bit. So, one of the things that they do fairly well, although, you know, when their double bacon cheeseburger was $2.99, I thought it was kind of pushing how good it was. That's what we have here, by the way. It's a double bacon cheeseburger from Burger King. I thought when it was $2.99, I was like, you guys are kind of pushing it. And then, look at this. These are. Anyway, these are over $4. So it's past that now. It's just kind of expensive junk, but. It's been a while since I've had this sauce on a burger. Again, better if you do it on the actual grill. And I thought, I guess I might as well have some of these fiery chicken fries. There is a review, by the way, of these and the entire fiery menu in the playlist for restaurants and fast food and stuff. So one of the things I didn't like about what really got me on the grilled sauce and why I started using it like that, it used to come in flasks, and I was like, ooh, this is a good sauce, but I don't like the booze hit. This one, they're changed now. It's like they kind of sanded the edges off the booze. There is an artificiality, though, to this that I don't like. Now, I'm not sure what it is exactly that's doing that. My guess is probably less expensive ingredients. I mean, it's okay. It's okay on the chicken fries. All right, onto the burger. You know, this used to be Old Reliable. These double cheeseburgers. What a shame. You know, I haven't gone to Burger King much other than, you know, when they're getting into the realm of spicy stuff. So I'm already limiting my visits. I just might need to just make it so I never go there. Unless they're doing something along those lines. Their quality has just fallen so hard. It's honestly kind of frustrating. You know, when you have a frame of reference of what a thing used to be, and they just degraded it while charging you more for it, it's honestly kind of maddening. Then we had McDonald's, Crackdonald's, that upgraded their piss poor food somewhat, so they are actually doing a respectable job. And then they went nuts and spiked the price. And it's just like, what are you doing? So Crackdonald's, I'm boycotting right now. I'm actively boycotting Crackdonald's right now. Which leaves Wendy's, which is also pretty grossly overpriced. I mean, if I'm going to pay a bunch of money, realistically at this point, I'll just go drive to Five Guys. At least, I know I'm not going to be dissatisfied with what I get. Maybe that's what I just need to do is the next time I'm tempted to have a burger in a video is go get an actual good one. When it's warm enough, I can just make it. I can just go grill some. And I've done plenty of that. But, you know, fast food is supposed to have a convenience to it, but also an acceptable enough quality level so you're not sitting there regretting every single decision that got you to that point. Yeah. All right, so it's okay on burgers. This sauce is just, I don't know why they don't market it as a grill sauce. Actually, that's really where this works the best. It's sticky for food. It's got a nice amount of stuff to it. Unless you're a fan of, you know, raw hard liquor in your stuff, and I'm not. To me, it's always going to work better as a grill sauce when you can put that to some use and get some Maillard effect out of it. Get some of that caramelization going. This, when it is cooked on a grill, really takes on a new flavor dynamic that is just this sauce is lessened by its absence. That's how prominent that is. So again, this doesn't have anything to do with the movie Blues Brothers, as far as I can see. Maybe they just I don't know what their motivation was to pay the licensing fee to have this. I just, to me, the tie-in doesn't really make any sense at all. I mean, it's largely, I think, in a lot of respects, pretty much a forgotten movie at this point. So, but this is essentially, if not a one-to-one, of the Cajuns, or Cajuns, however you like, bourbon-infused chipotle habanero sauce. I mean, there's just no getting around that. But again, that is a pretty... I personally don't think it's as good of a hot sauce as a grill sauce. I think it's an okay hot sauce. I think it's a outstanding grill sauce. And, you know, that's what I said in the other two reviews. That's what I'll say on this one, because it's the same sauce, and we'll just leave it right there. So, that was the Blues Brothers Bluesmobile hot sauce. Number 4. In peace. To serve the flame.